Hey everyone, Amanda Wildeman here, your Green Party candidate for the riding of Fredericton, York. Today I want to talk about a phrase I commonly hear at the door, and it is, I'm not political. So far I've found a few reasons, and there's probably many more, but I'll focus on a few that I've heard so far, why people would say that they're not very political. The first one is really simple. People just don't want to talk to me about politics. You're in the middle of cooking supper, you're trying to get your kids in bed, whatever the reason, you just don't want to talk right now. I promise you, if you tell me you don't have time, I will leave. I am not there to give you a speech or take time that you don't want to share with me. Another reason is that sometimes people support another party and they don't want to offend me. If you have found a party that you support because they agree with your values, that is amazing. That is literally the goal of every functioning democracy across the world. And if you can tell me that someone matches your ideas and beliefs, I will not try to convince you otherwise. That's entirely the goal. And so other reasons would include that maybe people care really deeply about a particular issue, roads, healthcare, something like the proposed cis in mine, but they don't really feel like they know where each political party stands on it or where every candidate stands on it, and so they don't really know how to start the conversation or feel that they're prepared to engage. And then another one that kind of ties into that is just sometimes people just genuinely don't know what's going on in politics. But I am here to tell you that honestly, at least a decade ago, I would have felt exactly the same way. One of the things that changed my mind was walking into a political science class on the first day, and that prof said, who can tell me one thing that the government does not control? And here we were, a bunch of young university students, all thinking we're so smart. Lots of people were studying political science, and they started shouting out ideas, right, left, and center. And even from everything, from where and how you can build your house, the types of car you can buy, down to the color of shoes that are available on that store shelf. There is not one thing that at some point wasn't influenced by political decision making or a policy. All of our policies are made by political decisions. So there is nothing in our lives that does not touch on politics. So when I ask you what you care about, I'm not asking you which party you are looking to support. I'm asking you genuinely, what do you care about? Do you need better care for your parents? Do you need to ensure that your child actually graduates from a French immersion program and is able to speak French? Are you concerned about how you're going to pay your heat bill or where your next paycheck is going to come from because you got laid off? Those are all at some point tied back to some political decision. So even if you don't believe you are political because you don't know which party is the best one that will represent you, a political decision affects your life each and every day, and that's what I want to hear about. It's not your job to translate that back to policy. That's why you have elected officials and politicians. And in a dream world, this system came up because most people didn't have time each and every day to read up and become knowledgeable on every issue facing our country. And so picking a candidate that represents your values is the best thing you're going to get, because you know that even if you don't know exactly what they feel on every single issue, you share common values, and you can trust that those values will be put to good work on every decision that they have to make. So this September, I really challenge you. People all over the world are literally dying for the right to vote. In New Brunswick, we are so fortunate that you can cast your ballot in secret. You're not going to receive death threats while waiting in line at the polling station, and that it's a relatively smooth process. You can allocate your 1 hour or 2 hours of time that you actually get off work to go vote, and you can do that in peace and quiet. So let's not waste this opportunity, New Brunswick. I know you know how to fix this province. We need to stand up, and we need to do it together.